Ebusiamfo aha GhanaNsem TV GH. Make sure like, a comment, subscribe, turn on notifications so that anytime videos of this nature are uploaded, you'll be notified.
To spew all those lies. Media General TV3 4. Channel Bakwaye Onia. Manned by someone who is very, very irresponsible, someone who does not respect himself, and someone who knows nothing about journalism. But you see, Ghana, the moment you have a nice voice and you can sweat under air condition, you qualify to be a journalist. And see, Obi apply to a radio station. They don't even check say. And Christ and Nipanako media school be, and I say ethics no. Does the person respect ethics? Debbie. So who fake cra now our voice no so you qualify. And there Captain Smart in same way. Captain Smart today calls himself a show host, a journalist, and on election day, you grant some of these interviews to give advantage to one of the candidates, number one, and number two, to cause chaos. As I said, Captain Smart say, some interview that he was granting to Nakoyono was going to lead to other things, including violence. Now, some violence and I hear say Ablekumanov no, some individuals sat down, planned against Hawa Koomson, and in fact they went there with the intention to kill Hawa Koomson. That is why they went there. And I mean, it is God that saved Hawa Koomson at Ablekumanov. Because from intelligence gathered, no, some of the individuals who went there, some of them were armed. Some of them had knife on themselves. And if not for the sweet response, say, media form cameras, they will have murdered the woman in cold blood. Now, the earlier we start regulating people like Captain Smart and Kunu and making sure, say, such voices do not appear on our screen, the better for our country, our dear nation. But unfortunately, dear, these 3 years, 1 month ahead of us, you and I can trust, say, people like Captain Smart are the ones who are going to have a field day. People like Yaa Tiiti+, they are the ones who are going to have a field day. Then people who are doing true journalism, people who are speaking truth to power, to say more to me media. As for them there, they will keep persecuting them. They will keep trying to make them turn against their boss. And you see, when you are in a nation and the media, which is known as the fourth arm of government, is engaging in bootlicking, like the way we are even seeing with the Ghana Journalists Association right now, bootlicking the presidency, bootlicking the executive, then you know, say, we are doomed. We are doomed. We are doomed. Because the media is the one supposed to hold government in check. The media is the one supposed to investigate government. But because of 78 million, they say any media Ghana biom. All those media houses that want to stand against this government, they are being closed down. Uko Bokwa, there used to be one radio station called Guma FM. Guma FM was the only radio station that ever Boku that was actually giving us accurate information about anything going on in Boku. Ebra Sam George, pointing up. Sam George say, Boku Guma FM is the radio station that is responsible for all the deaths and the fight going on in Boku, so closed down. After closing it down, the Boku conflict became worse. Now, even though it is worse, people are still dying day after day. You and I don't hear about it. Why? Because the radio station that will have reported it has been closed down. So now we have a big problem on our hands. Come to a friend saying, Nakoyo's issue. See, Anka on my way, a serious nation, now Koyo shouldn't have even waited for the report to come out. And on this one there, I want to recommend or praise Muntaka. I mean, Muntaka has earned my respect. I don't know if my respect is anything he needs, but he has earned it anyway. Esan say, I believe, say, if you have like 5 or 10 people like Muntaka in NDC, the next 3 years ahead of us will have been better. Unfortunately, I doubt they even have 3 of the Muntaka types in NDC. Now, the reportage Muntaka di Babonteno, I think, say, commendable. Nakoyo should have just resigned. I mean, simple. Andrea also, I think 2 days ago, BBC, UK, almost Director General, just because of editing, where editing Donald Trump interviewing, he was forced to resign. Something as simple, as petty as that. So we're editing video, we're editing interview, forced to resign. So for someone who calls herself, my brother, the incoming and youth organizer for Volta Regional join. You are welcome, Mayor Senyu. Right. For someone who calls herself an honorable member of parliament, okay, to have spewed such lies, to have engaged herself in such content creation. Now only Upekaya aban we already a content creation aban. Let's say content creation there. They sat down and all the 8 years in opposition there, it was to rehearse content creation. Look at how she was speaking in the interview. As though somebody who was, I mean, as a blood pressure rise, that she was almost headed into hypovolemic, and I say hypervolemic shock. As if somebody was standing on her with a gun to her head. That was how she was speaking, narrating things. And this tells you that all these things were planned. On the election day, that is when this one, the half-caste, their national organizer, Joseph Yamin, said he went to some house to go and get what? To go and seize ballot papers. So you see that everything that they did on 7 December was planned. And let me tell you, this very act by Nakoyo is what switched the election into the favor of Nakoyo.
Yeah.
Esan said, the news that she was attacked started circulating in Kaswa around midday, whilst the election was still going on. So what will happen was that it forced people to say that why is Hawa Koomson so wicked? Why is Hawa Koomson what does she want to become to still keep the seat at all costs? And then Mikoto Abatiano. So it was a kind of propaganda campaign that she carried out on election day. And that influenced the outcome of the election. Per our CI that we use for election 2024, anyone who engaged on vote buying on the election day, anyone who engaged on campaigning on election day actually is disqualified per the CI. And what Nakoyo did was a type of campaign that she did. And that alone, she shouldn't even wait for anyone to come and apply any law.
Point, you see, it's not even about during the what time another election was still going on. Do you know, say after say counting, any you face a collation, the same time no, not there were tax in Kaswa almost Hawa Koomson. So Hawa Koomson fled Kaswa. Hawa Koomson want to now and try young collate results no.
Wow.
She left the country that day.
Wow. So you see, and when you know, and I scheme a planting propaganda on election day, well planned. And I think said this is where I have an issue, a serious issue. I don't know if Mayor will allow me to say this one, but I have a serious issue with some of the people that were holding office under our government. The people who were at NIB, National Intelligence Bureau, people who were at National Signals Bureau, they couldn't see all these things coming. Our intelligence gathering, we couldn't see all these things coming, that NDC was planning all this nonsense for election day. Charlie, it is war. I'm here. Let's someone else come in.
So I won't say there mammy moon when I somewhere buy some ketwa. A driver so mu use boat young go Uber any a kick home. Or muko qua paya say, one mu come kai. Apparently say, Ufa Uber and I say boat and I young one. Sika utiano. Uber company no, any young companies no. Sika womuti free a driver nisi kemwe 30%. Charges are one more free drivers no 30% of each ride. Na no na drivers ne so muko kwa pai. Enti enche se say there omu be use app na kofa nkrofo but omu koduru no omu fa wa they will go offline no matchu no omu diska na ego omu botom na you see sa same way Dr. Baomia hu kan ye bo hu kan ye ba Ghana fo aso de den ni omu pay kinky ene fish me kai se mo be kaya Dr. Baomia sha se no launch app we and call launch app
Introducing Go Ride, Ghana's very own ride hailing app. Designed by Ghana.
Na eba beboa. In fact, sa app no na charges are omo be charge a year driver say just 10%, a battery 10%. As against 30% Uber ne Yango ne other apps charging. But because of kinky ne fish, because of politics. And then yanka anti Dr. Baomia. Na yesere na say we jai economy ato hodom and I walk up ho asem. Emma Dr. Baomia kra chire mu say sa app working digitalization economy digital economy, and he even said say Uber app no the value was in excess of 160 billion US dollars, and at the time Ghana the economy 75 billion US dollars. Uber app no value more than twice Ghana your economy, the size of Ghana economy, your GDP, your generate and sika free oh my Ghana mu your tontonia ma you win say and soon the value of even Uber or explaining about months yes. What do you video video na share how Uber driver say su about more kick. You see hope wo honum NPP be elected Dr. Baomia near the Nabana or Barber revive this app, sending a drivers.
Just after the 2024 general election, specifically on the 6th of January, the percentage went up to 30%. Imagine receiving a request to go and pick a passenger from a distance of 8, 9, 10, or sometimes 17 minutes from where the driver is located and is expected to drive all this distance of 17 minutes drive to pick a passenger to a destination of 5 minutes, only for the app or platform owners, Uber, Bolt, or Yango, should charge 15 cedis. And out of these 15 cedis, ladies and gentlemen, let me make a demonstration. This is 15 cedis. Out of these 15 cedis, because we use their platform, 30% is being deducted from these 15 cedis. And the question is, can this 30% itself, without any deduction, buy a fuel for a driver in case the tank is empty to drive for 15 minutes? The answer is no, because it's not even up to a bottle of petrol. On behalf of the executives of the Association of Online Drivers, on my own behalf, we demand immediate meeting between Uber, Bolt, and Yango so that we can all deliberate on how this 30% charge can be dropped. If they refuse to meet the leadership of the association within 7 days, prior from today on the 6th of November 2025, we would declare what we call Operation Offline for November, this month, December, throughout to the end of January. What this means is that we will advise our members and even non-members that this festive season we are not going to pick passengers on the app. Even when they request and we get there, depending on the destination, we will take them offline and we will pick them to their destination collect the money and make some money for ourselves. Maybe that, when we do, we'll compare them to do the right thing by reducing the 30%. But failure to do so by not meeting the leadership of the association within 1 week, the association have decided that there will be a march to the presidency where we will petition.
Testify against the boss. Ura Yesu o hopa o.
We dey Yesu ase.
Aham dem me chese.
No so hopa.
Chese dem me kan so a wo sise. Dey dey na wo se.
There be.
You do so me nim do omo do omo powers na ye.
Na some there. Akọ court. The prosecution witness there.
But also we live in a sad world though.
We said 2 times in NSC.
We live in a sad world.
First one here, Edubuahi. Nipa na no ne ye transaction or bank no. Or
So
no.
is it that we dine with people who don't like us and
Nti na we say we careful.
it's in times of need. All say yeah war power no. Omo ye me nkwala ho. O me edini na me personal edini. Oba na ekura no bag. O say dem ekura bag. Mabaha mo ekura bag da.
Obja bia okuta wade.
Ebia me koye me ti. Ebia me kwa sorry. Ebia me kwa senge de get inflation. Me buy your bag. So my daughter has been a friend since.
Daughter they own to me my prosecution witness
that.
that.
Driving me and customer drive ko boko. Drive ko boga. Drive ko takra. Me ka ba kwa say. Me call night program na the motor chase me say I can't am the action say yentimi nye bi. Me your ba. It's your call every time me aid me no no say me aid na say. Me pay o mo kan pay mo. Me pay natural bibi. Me pay so emre bi na me my busy na am done me phone mo bi so on control there. E ma me. So there is this story. You should type something wrong because I'm fine. Never. I'm say you're a lunch. I'm take train on it. And the brofu pa pano ko churugu mi page.
They know.
Brofu enya de pa o churugu mi page. Na se do mo di matem.
We know.
Also be testify against him. I say what me the Hindu ne Hebrew kura bomba yo.
And they say at the end of the day ya say they o tumu a nya afi na
ko. Ghana for sorry you no ma sorry akwana sorry tia.
Acho akwana sorry tia.
Oya Ghana ni bio.
Oya Ghana ni bio.
You live in a strange world, you know. Ya tiwiase bi anya da you see ya futuo man ya amanofo.
Obi a oni ni dili bia.
Ya futuo man ya amanofo. We dem pacho 2022. We say issues in start on one ECB no minerals commission.
Yes.
Na the trim pon na dwen answer John Dramani mama by president carry president by and be retaining. Ya really get na kwhye baby o 1 and 9. Ya man na tena ho 9 months. Uti o tena ho be 9 months. Na this for ya dwuma ho ne so nche ho. Ni ya boa mo yi document ne ma ye hia de aye de be ye. Ye we ya relegate no.
Yeah.
Now on untumi there is a fight that ensued between untumi no. And I'm a friend chairman. Me na Eric J na wo show so. Me me America J o why is the friend no. Na me Erica kasa say me say onya abotre. Let us get in depth understanding of the whole issue. I called my chairman. He says, "Oh, no, they do they private they do on farm man yourself." That's what my chairman told me. Chairman TV so no catch am so chairman. That's fine. Also, be honest said here. Boy, you do. Eric say well. Upon the end, you come name you have me din kra be akọ be. The general manager too. The general manager. Ye adwuma no ye no to nchen. He's not just anybody but my regional chairman. So painful some na ye kana Sadiq ye kana sana ya reho sami wo hai na ma sorry say me ko kasa tia me maame no am kra de wo na ma djuma wo na mi nua ba ko bi de obetimi aye me ye wo ba ko maame ma no ba ko no obolani wo no obetimi aye to no de me fa na example kra but obi wo to aduani memu adwuma na wo ye na wo do nim de na ye na wo tua wo no wo di tua kama nya bi hwe wo yire no ma wo tu kwantum so yire no. And now, what catch the state in the say you testify against him.
Sanity.
Let you testify against him. I dare to testify. Coca testify against him.
And they were what they well, Munina ya futu, mama. Yes, some na say. Ya futu because they see idea the air can be a court to down Wabobo. Wakotro krata say or your prosecution witness. Am I drop charges against him? No.
But
no around to me.
A big lesson.
Big lesson.
Very big lesson. Say, Banina Susuno, Eboa Emma, Kita say any prayer.
Of course, I don't hear me. I'm against it. I've been against it.
If it's a way current appointee and as a minister. Now, Usujuma Debia,
Usro.
Third party be and second party be won't be. And
a chrono, so you papa
Bosume 9, honorable team, Bosume 9. On bar power. Now, me, I mean, we have a macabrabo be answer. Etan the show, so say. Bosume 9 pe, or say Bosume and Sab between Bosume and Sabusume 9. Aquabia Kojina, or say NPC, the Akojina is Legon, or to dying for a boom. Bosume 9
so I saw your fan.
Exactly. And you see, about forward, there's a backlog. And I'm what? Every net, your document. Even my documentation, BBA bank, BBA and Sunny, which it's also Bosume now will be to time. They are the more winning. Now, no Thursday, minimum about to show. See, I can't somewhere you know who I hand and I'm so how when it's up appointment. It's one way, Nanya. Said one how when it's ano. You be phones, I say.